This is my nightmare.
For the best Italian food in Western New York, Elliot Apollos, call 716-825-3675. The Lardon Construction Group.
Fubo TV, the official streaming service of Do Champions. FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Do Champions.
For all your summertime needs, beauty pools, as well as kayak pools.
CX Chronicles, your total customer solutions focused manager. W.GG, the official energy drink of Do Champions.
Hey, Sons of Erie, our artwork looks better on your walls. Hamburg Brewing, please visit our tap room on Boston State Road, Hamburg, New York. And finally,
Fat Boy Surf Club for all your surfing needs.
Welcome back to another episode of the Buffalo Combat Zone. We're your hosts, Miley, Alex, and Randall. What's up, fellas?
Not much.
What's going on?
No victory or loss, loser Monday, I guess, because
weird day.
There's no Bills game. This is the first podcast with after no Bills game since our first or second one.
Please like, share, subscribe, leave us comments. We'll respond. Do you know where I got that comment from, Randall, in the first part?
Oh, yeah. Yep, this is my nightmare.
This is my nightmare. This is my nightmare.
Yeah.
When he's golfing with his girl, the girl is Dave. It's funny.
I will say the one annoying thing about today is having to rely on Kalshi for who our next head coach is going to be. We're living in 2026, and it's just batshit crazy. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, we're going to get into the coaching search right now, and then we're going to mold into roster construction, then go into our own. We're going to do a 3-round mock draft at the end, the first of the season, so that should be exciting. What are your thoughts on where the coaching search is at this point?
Personally, I'm kind of a little frustrated that they're not going to wait for Kubiak. I think it's kind of already at this point, that's just not going to happen. I also think the NFL rules where because we lost in the playoffs instead of not making the playoffs, we're screwed more when it comes to interviewing coaches. I think that's pretty stupid. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Why are you handicapping a team for making it farther in the playoffs? Like, maybe if we could have interviewed Kubiak now, we probably would have had an interview, but looks like they don't want to wait, which I understand. But at the same time, almost all of the top guys for our job were either going to stay put or go somewhere else, except for maybe Davis Webb. But if he goes to the Raiders, then that leaves Kubiak just to us because they're the only ones interested in Kubiak. Like, Udinsky is us or Jacksonville. Dable is us or takes an OC job. Joe Brady's us or takes an OC
maybe Las
job.
Vegas,
maybe Steelhouse are going to lose to the Browns, but I don't think we were super interested in him to begin with. So it's like kind of annoying that they won't wait, but at the same time, if they're not going to wait, I think just hire Udinski tomorrow and get it over with. I think he's, out of everyone we've interviewed, I think he's clearly the best guy. There's a reason why Minnesota was pissed off when Jacksonville snagged him, and there's a reason why Jacksonville just gave him a pay raise to try and stay. No one wants to lose this guy. He is a great football mind. He just came from two of probably the two top 5 offensive minds in football that were McVay's proteges, and all they can do is talk about how smart this guy is and how dedicated he is to the sport. I mean, when he graduated Baylor, I saw somewhere that he was sitting in his car living out of his car, watching practices at Baylor unpaid, just trying to soak in as much information as possible. He wants everything to do with the sport. He's kind of a psycho when it comes to it, and I love that. He lives and breathes football, and he's going to bring over that McVay style offense, obviously with his like twinks and different changes schematically, but it's going to be the same base thing. And this will be the best quarterback that has ever played in that system. I mean, Stafford right now is the best, and you see he's about to win his first MVP at age 37. And then you have Sam Darnold got his career revived by this system. You have Trevor Lawrence just became an MVP candidate from the system. Yes, Udinski's not going to be like a carbon copy of it, but it's going to be the same basic things with his touch on it. And I think it's the best scheme in football. That's why everyone who uses it, every coach that comes out of that system, has been a home run. And I don't understand why we would go anyone else. I think you just have to bring him in and watch the offense explode even more than it has.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree. I do agree. I'm very still much on the Clint Kubiak. That drives me insane. I do agree.
Yeah. I agree. Kubiak overall, but I've just given up on that.
I get your philosophy. I guess I kind of get it that a team who leaves the playoffs can't interview playoff teams just because that seems like some cloudy behavior kind of going on. And how many times do playoff teams actually fire their coach? And now it's the Buffalo Bills that end up firing their coach because, we had enough of 9 years of pain. Well, not 9 years of pain, 6 years of pain. So I guess I do kind of understand that, but I digress in this. I think that there should be some sort of availability of Clint Kubiak. Maybe not interview, but you shouldn't be in trouble for colluding if you go out and go talk to his agent, being like, "Hey, our market's $9 million. Is that something Clint Kubiak would be interested in?" Sort of thing. Stuff like that is what we should be able to do. So then Clint at least can have that in the back of the head while he's going to the Super Bowl. But overall, I mean, I really like Shieldhouse as well. I know he's a passing game coordinator, but I think his play designs and what he did in Iowa State with Brock Purdy is something that's interesting and something that I would be intrigued with Josh Allen to have, because I think play design is the next step in Josh Allen's game going into his 30s now. And to be able to open up the way Shieldhouse did it called plays in Iowa State was with McVay, still with McVay now. And his ability to dial up and call play, well, he will call plays in Buffalo, would be something that Josh Allen needs. Udinski, I think, is like a perfect candidate for Buffalo as well when it comes down to McDermott was all football as well. McDermott got fired. He was all football. The second he walked in, he took away ping pong tables, whole 9 yards. All he cared about was football. So I think getting a younger mind in a similar mindset, I think is something that's kind of perfect. And the way that he sat with Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota, sat with him side by side, knows what the lifting schedule is, knows what every meeting is at, and how to compartmentalize week by week, day by day, to make sure that every single player gets their assignments done on a weekly basis, is something that I don't think any other OC or passing game coordinator has. I think Udinski clears that by everybody else.
Yeah. Last week I think I tweeted it. I didn't think the Bills would wait until after the Super Bowl to do this. I think that's too long. The staff's already going to miss the Senior Bowl. I think there's just too many calendar items that are back to back to back that they're just going to have a hard time with. But yeah, it kind of frustrates me.
2 assistant GMs though.
Yeah. I mean, the GMs, the scouts can go, right? I mean, that's fine. And even Brandon Beane probably can attend. They can probably round up, make some time for it or whatever. But it does frustrate me that we can't do it. I understand in some respects what the NFL is trying to do. They're trying to give provide parity in some respects, right? They're providing bad teams with exclusive access that we don't get, but it is not fair by any means, especially when the Steelers can do it or we can't. That sounds silly to me. Yeah, so I don't think they're going to wait. I think that Kubiak, unfortunately, is just going to have to probably be their next cycle or Vegas, because Vegas he'll be their number one choice as well. I don't think it's the end of the world. Scheelhaase, I think, can mix things up here. I think the top three are going to be Scheelhaase, Udinski, and Daboll. Clearly, they all provide very different things. Scheelhaase can give us some of the concepts that they run exclusively with the Rams, which I think would take Allen to the next level. None of those, two of them have never called plays before, but that's not super rare. I mean, guys like John Harbaugh have never called plays. Mike Tomlin had never called plays. McDermott didn't call plays at first. There's lots of different coaches that come in and don't call plays. They just implement a system. I do trust Udinski's ability to bring a system to the table. He's had more time to work on it and think about it. Versus so he's able to do this for the last 2 weeks versus the Rams, and Scheelhaase just started it. But I think he could throw a wrench into it. The thing that concerns me the most is that the age of the coach does bother me still. I know he's serious about football and stuff, but I don't know if he's still Josh Allen's age, just like Davis Webb.
Right,
it's like 5 months older.
Yeah, like not much difference. But he's buttoned up, so I don't have that many concerns about it. But I think it is something we have to think about. Scheelhaase is 35. That's more of a normal age for a new head coach to come in and start. But Udinski's been an OC and an assistant to a head coach in his past, and he's learned some different things. I think that he's a good fit. And if I had to put my money on it right now, I think Udinski probably gets the job. I think this whole concept of Daboll being his OC is completely bonkers. It's out the window. It's not going to happen.
For sure. No.
These are not realistic ideas. I mean, I kind of wish that would be the case. Have an experienced play caller, but he wants to come here as a head coach. He's from here. He isn't going to take a backup position to a 30-year-old kid. I mean, this kid's 30. He's 50. Like, I know that sounds silly probably to some, but it's when you get to be that age, he doesn't want to have to work for somebody else he could be his kid, So yeah, I don't know.
Also like that bro kind of dickish behavior. I don't.
Yeah. I see. That's the problem. That's the problem.
Like I get
bring people in he can control a little bit, right?
Right.
He's not going to be able to control Daboll. Daboll is going to be somebody who's going to exert his power against him. I think this would be a good spot for Daboll to get another leg up and get another head coaching job. Because I'm not completely convinced he's going to get one, unless he goes to Vegas, and he's not going to Cleveland, which is he seems to be a shit show at this point in Cleveland.
So then I got a question for you at that point is, a couple days ago, which for both of you, I had got in touch with a Cleveland source and that let me know that they were out on Udinski. Yep. And the reason being was he had a difficult time coming up with his staff, particularly his defensive staff. And I'd be curious how concerning that is to you guys, because I mean, I still, even regardless of the fact I'd like to pull the trigger, and I'm curious as to if the Buffalo Bills liked it, because it was Matt Edwards, the defensive line Jaguars defensive line coach, that he was going to make defensive coordinator in Cleveland because they were going to push Schwartz out, and he couldn't come up with much past that. Mind you, at that point, I wonder if the Bills liked that, because he was also our defensive line coach, last year or 2 years ago, Matt Edwards.
Yeah.
So then that's something that may be intriguing to Buffalo to bring in. But on that point, then you have your DC. I mean, who's he pulling from at 30 years old to fill passing game coordinator of his OC, assistant coaches along those lines? I know that the pool can come from Minnesota, can come from college, can come from Jacksonville, but there's so much you can pill, and that's a little concerning, because our defense is like, you have this guy, you have this guy, you have this guy, you have this guy, and then you have McDermott's scheme. What are you going to do with it as a defensive coordinator? And that's very difficult.
Yeah. Go ahead, sir.
Just one quick thing. I mean, the Jags defensive line was very good this year, especially against defending the run. So, man, I wouldn't hate if we brought Matt Edwards along. And I honestly didn't. I guess I never put 2 and 2 together that he was our defensive line coach in the past, but he wasn't it this year, and this was probably the worst run defense we had. So I wonder if that was that an impact on it?
Yeah.
Maybe he's very, very good. I'm assuming Cleveland may not have had an issue with Edwards. They just might want to keep Jim Schwartz in at DC. So it might just be like, no, we want to work here. It's not. It wasn't always like, no, we don't like him. It's just we want to keep Schwartz. Which
there's two.
Honestly, is smart.
Yeah, I think there's two ways to look at it, right? Cleveland. All right. Well, let's take it from the negative side first. I think there's a possibility that, and it's kind of concerning to me in some respects, that if he came to an interview without an idea of his whole full staff in some respects, at least 75% of it, that means either Cohen's not preparing him for this, because that's usually what happens. Your head coach goes, hey, you go into the interview, this is what you need to do, blah, blah, blah. Or he just didn't come prepared, right? And that's not good. And that doesn't seem to be in his MO. Like, that doesn't seem to be his DNA. So what my thought is that the Browns are leaking information about people that don't want to work for them, that makes them look bad, makes them look better, because no one wants to go to Cleveland and be their coach. I mean, it's the worst job in the league. It's worse than the Jets job. You're in a small market.
Arizona might be worse.
Maybe, but the weather's so much better. The city's so much nicer.
I'm just saying, like pure on-field product. Like there's a lot more to look. There's a lot more to look forward to as like an actual like coach with the Browns, because they have a lot of promising young pieces.
They do.
Than the Cardinals, which basically have Trey McBride and
the front office they have their front office is and their ownership is so bad that I could see that
that's an issue. When it comes to
and no one really wants to be there. Clearly, multiple people pulled out of the job search with them. I'm surprised that Steelhouse went there. I don't think that's a great fit for his style, I guess, so to speak. It's not like a place where you have a lot conducive for like high level offense with his scheme. He's going to make his scheme look like it's unprepared right off the bat. They have no one to throw the ball to. They have a good running back that just coming off injury. Their offensive line's mediocre at best, and they have Shedeur Sanders and Deshaun Watson. Like, the Deshaun Watson fiasco still holds a cloud over them, I think, in some respect.
Yeah.
I think that's part
which
of it.
is fair. I mean,
I think
you took a chance on someone like that.
Yeah, they're idiots.
I would think that they probably are promising head coach to do things in 2027, 2028. You sign him to a 5-year and say, listen, this year you're going to get comfortable, and then next year we can cut Deshaun Watson. We're going to spend money. We're going to get a 2027 quarterback, and that's going to be your guy. You can pick and choose him. Because, I mean, like, Iowa State is nothing but pocket passers, mechanical, just by the book, first, second reads, let it go sort of thing. And then going to the Rams with McVay is interesting, the way he evolved into that. So I would, being from, working in the Midwest, I guess I could see his intrigue in Cleveland and what could come in the future. But statistically, and again, as you said, how bad the owners are, I would not go there, because
they're not getting
it's just like the Jets. It's just like the Jets, right?
Yeah.
You drafted Sam Darnold and you can't develop him, and now he's on to the Super Bowl sort of thing. Like, statistically, I wouldn't bet the Browns to get the right guy and then be the right place for the Cleveland.
And if they do get the right guy, they might get rid of him too early.
Yeah, and these young guys, they know what they're dealing with over there. These guys, these are up-and-coming coaches in a first stint. Like, this is not the place that they know that they're going to be super successful in. It's almost like a practice interview in some respects, it feels like. What they're trying to ask their people to go through in order to be a head coach. It's kind of absurd.
Wild.
Like, it's wild. Like, just make sure they're prepared coming in. Don't make them do a bunch of homework and all this other crap. Like, dude, you stop.
Make sure it's MLA format, size 12.
Yeah, like, they're pretending like this is the Kansas City Chiefs or somebody. Like, they're pretending like they deserve this kind of respect back. They need to earn that respect as a franchise, and they don't have it. So I almost think, and I did hear that there was some weird stuff about Schwartz leaking information as well, about them not being serious about who was it? Anthony Lynn, about being their actual head coach, and it leaked out. So, like, these things are like leaks in the, like, chings in the armor, so to speak. I just feel like this is going to be like a shit show.
You just got to give it to Schwartz. Just give it to
Schwartz. And if I was Schwartz, I wouldn't want to be there anymore, because he's their backup plan. Like, he's a really good defensive coordinator.
Come to Buffalo.
I know.
You've been there before. I think honestly, if we were able to get Jim Schwartz, our defensive coordinator, I would instantly think we're Super Bowl favorites. I get that's delusion, but I think Jim Schwartz is a top 3 defensive coordinator, top 3 defensive mind in football. Everywhere he goes, he makes them instantly better. and our defense would instantly become better. And that's the biggest issue. Yeah, right now I want an offensive guy just because I think the defensive coaches out there aren't good. But defense is the number one issue on this team. I get there's wide receiver, but we scored 30 points and lost again. How many times do we have to keep scoring 27, 30 points and keep losing because our defense keeps choking? It should be the number one priority.
Everywhere he coaches, the pass rush is really good. Like, that's one thing that we really need, things like that. I mean, I guess there's a chance it could happen if he's just like, screw you, Cleveland, I need to get out of here because I'm dying here. I mean, that's clearly what's happening. He's dying in there. I mean, he's not going to get the job unless it just happens to be no one else wants it, which is what's happening.
I mean, Jim Schwartz comes to Buffalo, and in the first year, we get I mean, this is hindsight thinking or lovely thinking, that we make it to the Super Bowl, then he's got a head coach job no matter what at that point.
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna get into I think that's all I got on the coaching search thing. I think before we jump into roster construction, who's your if you had your top three you think is the most likely to get the job? What are your
most
top
likely?
Likely.
My top three. Okay, likely. I would go Udinski 1, Webb 2, Dable 3. Likely.
Okay. I think Webb, given he only got a Zoom call and then they brought Steelhouse in, makes me feel less.
No, Steelhouse was actually only a Zoom call also.
Yeah,
it was virtual. Yeah.
Okay.
He was virtual.
That's why I put Webb over Steelhouse, because they were the same thing, but I just feel like there's more connections with us to Webb, with obviously him being a quarterback here and him and Josh being super close.
I think Udinski, Dayball, and then Steelhouse third, unless we hear some information tomorrow. And I think it gets done by Friday. That's my guess.
I just want it to happen at this point. Just hire Udinski so the nerves could be done, because I'm just so scared we're going to fail. I don't think we will, but I'm so scared we're going to
I'd be happy with all three of those, by the way. Like, I know people are upset about Dayball, but I think there was some upside with Dayball for sure. I mean, I think he'd have a better idea of his staff. He has done this before. He's been here before. He's from here. He does have a good relationship with Josh, where he's not his buddy, but he's just his leader and his coach. I mean, he does
like a father figure.
Yeah, like an uncle probably. But like an older guy to him.
I'm just scared
things.
I'm just scared of him losing the locker room, not building a good staff.
Yes, that's the downside, right?
Yeah,
it's not about Dayball. It's more about his personality. When he did become head coach, was not great. Like, he had a bunch of mishaps. Like,
part of it could also just be them sucking. They could also, people are just quitting on him because they were just terrible.
Well, that's true too. They were pulling like Joe Shane's awful.
Yeah, in Buffalo, we could be a really good team, and like his personality could turn people off a little bit. But we're having so much success, like, we'll just deal with it.
Yeah, exactly.
The Giants, they're just like, oh, you're gonna be like this, and we still suck. Screw you. But also, I don't think he hired a good staff in New York.
Yeah, I think. Well, I don't know. You got like Kafka and things along those lines. I don't know. I think Dayball. I think
he didn't.
Yeah, I think.
And that's what I care about most, is defensive staff than offensive staff, if we're hiring an offensive coach.
I do think Dayball would probably do a good job here. I think if he gets the head coaching job in the Raiders, I think it'd be similar to the Giants a little bit. But if he came here for the head coaching job, I think he would just like put his head down and been like, listen, like, it's now or never. We got to get it done. Or he probably won't see a head coaching job for like 5 years if he ends up tanking here. So this is like a full stop. Here's your job. Get it done now. And that's it. End of story.
So I've worked up a roster kind of construction. I've color coded it. I'll tell you what they mean in a second. I haven't gone to I know Sal puts his out all the time. I took some of the players I think have a chance to make the team and put it on here, but I did not add any of the future contract, whatever they call them, free. What do they call it again?
Reserves.
Future. Yeah, I didn't do that, but I did add people like Mecole Hardman in here, Kaleki Latu, players like that in here. But I've got blue is safe. In my opinion, we'll talk about that here in a second. Release candidate is yellow, and I put them out that you'll save next to it. Free agents, and I put RFA, the ones that are RFAs, and then a possible retire for Dorian Strong. I just added it for that reason. So I'm just going to go line by line unless you have a different idea here.
Let's do it.
Okay, cool. All right, quarterback, Josh Allen.
Bring back Mitch.
Mitch Trubisky. I want Mitch back as well.
Yep.
I think he showed me enough this year. It's really hard to find solid backups. I think he is a really good backup, actually.
Yep.
I don't know what he's going to cost, but he's buddies with Josh, which is a time where the buddy with Josh thing works in our favor, I think.
Yeah. And also, granted, it was against the Jets, but he did come in and play really well that game.
Play really good. Yeah. And he's the system that we ran.
He can make capable passes.
Favor. Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
He's got a strong arm, not elite. Good mobility, not elite. He's like a mini. He's like a Timu
Josh Allen.
Hey,
I saved myself there, Rand.
Yeah,
I saved myself there, Randall.
Hey, the season has ended, and you finally adhered to my request.
Yeah. All right, running back. I did not put Frank Gore in here because he just doesn't. If Ty Johnson's on the team, he's not making the team. I mean, it's just kind of simple as that.
Ty Johnson getting cut would be.
Is Yellow's free agent?
So Yellow is potential cut candidate. How much do you would save to cut them? I don't think we will, but it would save us $2.4 million.
I think he's too valuable.
It's rough.
Agreed. We do need answers why he was out for the playoffs.
Unless I really want him back late. Yeah, he was out kind of mysteriously long. So Khalil Shakir. Yeah, I felt like he was out.
He finished week 18 though.
That happens with people because of adrenaline, though. I bet you it swelled up pretty bad afterwards, and his mobility was cooked.
Yeah, maybe.
All 2 weeks do not practice, though. I mean, and we didn't get an answer out of it.
He kind of got limited to the end of. He got a legit limited right before the Broncos game. He would have played the AFC Championship game, I bet.
I'm taking Shavers off Yellow. I didn't know. I did that just originally because I could save some money by getting rid of him. He's also going to be an IR candidate. So Khalil Shakir, Josh Palmer, Keon Coleman, Mecole Hardman, Curtis Samuel, Tyrell Shavers. I think Samuel's cut. I think.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty. $6 million. We'd be already. I saw something today, $11 million. I saw something last week, $2 million. We're over. Let's diddle in the middle. If you cut them, you're probably coming up even, right? Without restructuring anyone. Keon could be trade bait. I put trade next to his name. I don't know his value. Ultimately maybe a 6 or 7. Like a 6.
I bet you we get a 5th.
Maybe.
I got a couple people asking around in 3rds and 4ths just as they're doing exercises for other teams. So that is interesting. But
that's interesting. I think people have a higher value of his athleticism than we do because they see highlight tapes from him before. Right. And then see the highlight plays he does have here in Buffalo are good. They're just highlights, though.
Yeah.
I don't think Brandon Beane's going to cut him though. When it comes down to it, I think that his rookie contract is too intriguing. While Brandon Beane is going to wants to spend money elsewhere, so at least having Keon Coleman on that rookie contract is somewhere that he wants to wedge in.
Yeah. I think the only guaranteed players are Shakir and Palmer. I just don't think they're going to go anywhere.
And Shavers, I don't see Shavers going anywhere. I think he's pretty good.
True, but he's not going to be healthy
to start the year. He'll be on IR
for the whole year, probably.
He might be a full year IR stash depending on how the
room is. So really, we're down. Like this is why Cooks is gone, Gabe Davis gone. I don't think either. Maybe Davis comes back, but he's going to be stashed IR as well. If he comes back,
Cooks may be back.
Maybe, but
he said he wants to be back.
He'll be 34, 33, 34 years old.
He was good though.
He was very good. Yeah,
he was good.
Maybe like that's a possibility. It's probably going to be relatively cheap. So Shakir and Palmer are only guaranteed ones. Mecole, I could see him making the team as the cheap back of the roster guy, returns kicks. So I think there's a chance there. But ultimately, to start the year, there may be only 2 guys that are actually starting the year, not on IR on this list, right? So that's a pretty I call that emergency need in a lot of ways for that reason.
For sure.
For depth reasons alone, I think it's kind of an emergency need. They're going to fill some of it in free agency. And we'll talk about this when we do the draft, but my thought process, I know everybody wants to go get like let's throw the book at it. And I think we probably will, but man, like receivers are so damn expensive. It's really bad cap management to go sign receivers and not draft them every single year. And that's something that Beane historically does is just he goes and signs guys. He doesn't actually draft them, where we could have already had a stable of guys on rookie deals right now that are working, and he just only has one and he isn't working. You know what I mean? So
I do think we have to target draft and free agency with wide receiver.
It's got to be both. It's got to be both.
I personally disagree. I think DJ Moore and Brandon Cooks and keep Coleman, and that's your 5.
Man, I don't know. I just don't want to pay huge money when we can get things for cheaper. Like, I just feel like it management wise, like, what do we like?
I'm saying just for this year, while we try and fix our plethora of needs on defense.
Yeah.
And then hopefully we've started to hit on some of these defensive needs. And yes, we've also been losing out on needs, but that's because we've been losing a bunch of older players. Basically, our entire defensive core is very young. We don't have to worry about losing any of them outside of maybe Eddie, but Eddie's still in his 20s. Like the last couple of years, we've gotten a couple of young pieces, but we've been relying on older people, and then they fall out. And it's like, oh, now we have to replace these. We finally got a good defensive core where I think if you just kind of bandage up the receiver room and then focus a bunch of assets on defense, then you have a legitimate core. So next year you can really attack the wide receiver room and kind of bandage up the defensive holes.
Yeah, I think the fan base is going to lose their mind if that happens, to be clear.
Well, yeah, I think they will. I don't really care.
DJ Moore is using a decent asset. DJ Moore is using a decent asset. We don't know.
It's a decent asset. I don't want to completely neglect it.
$16.5 million on the cap. And then we'd probably have to use a third to trade him. Chicago's definitely going to get rid of him. People I've talked to, Chicago is definitely going to end up putting him on the trade market. I'm in for DJ.
What are you willing to give him? What are you willing to give up for him though with that contract?
I'd give a third. I'd give a third, but then we're entertaining. I still would like to do draft. I would still like to see if we can develop somebody into that role, because like DJ Moore, you can cut right after that into 2027. Right after 2027, you can cut him. So really, you could have DJ Moore on a 2-year rental sort of thing, and then entertain
next year is what I looked at. I don't think he has much dead cap next year.
If you trade for him in March 13th, $15.5 million of his 2027 salaries fully guaranteed, which then in that next year. So you might as well that 15.5 for 2027.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that.
Stick with them, and then you can cut them after that.
And then
draft somebody for in that
second round.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. Yep. And then go with that. We could do a first rounder on.
Linebacker.
Yeah,
we still have so many. We still have so many defensive needs. We need a free safety. We need a middle linebacker. We need a nose tackle. We need an edge rusher.
We'll get into that one. We'll get there in a second. Tight end.
All starters we need.
Kincaid, Halls, and Latu. Dawson Knox is there. I would like to bring him back, but the problem is that what's he going to play for?
I think you
room?
Extend and restructure, and then you put him in the
100%.
exact role we've been using. Maybe Kincaid being healthier next year, you lose him a little bit less. But if you give him like a 2-year, he takes a pay cut this year, and then you were like, all right, for taking this pay cut, we'll give you like 2 years, 10 mil, and $8 mil of it guaranteed or something like that.
How much did the cap go up last year?
I don't know. I think it's projected to go up if you look at Spot Check, I think they projected to go up about 15-ish mil every year.
Okay, so then we'd be under the cap at that point because they based the number that we're at now, I think, on the previous year cap.
I think they're basing it right now on our cap, the cap room being 305 or 304.
Okay.
304, yeah.
Okay.
A lot of times it ends up being higher than what they project. So
yeah.
Right.
2025, it went up by 24 million. 2024 was was 2024 the COVID reestablished?
Yes.
Like when they had that big boost, that was 30 million.
Yeah.
They think 2026 is going to go up 25.
Okay, cool.
Okay, they have 25. I think next year they only projected to go up like 15.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I saw it going from like 304 to 319 for next year.
So I think I know you want to just sign a guy. I think Randall and I are both in agreement. A good signing, solid one, right? And then a relatively high draft pick. And I'm not saying a first rounder. I'm talking about top 3 rounds. You could convince me top 4 rounds. I'd be fine with that.
Well, for me, my thought is I think a wide receiving core of DJ Moore, Khalil Shakir, Josh Palmer, Keon, and Brandon Cooks isn't great. It's probably an average wide receiver room. And I think all we need is an average wide receiver room for how good our offensive line is, how good our running back room is, how good our tight end room is, how good our quarterback is. And our top tight end was elite this year when he was on the field, and our passing offense was actually not bad when we had a healthy Kincaid. The beginning of the year and then the playoffs, we had a healthy Kincaid and we were moving the ball. Wow.
We talked about
now he's going to get his PCL surgery, and I bet he'll actually be pretty healthy next year. I think most of his injuries were based off his legs kind of overstraining themselves because of that weak knee. and I think he gets that surgery and he's healthy. And I think a DJ Moore and a healthy Kincaid is all we need to fully unlock this offense.
I think we had a talk about this before the season started, I believe, where we talked about whether Kincaid would stay healthy this way, and I think
I also didn't know he was playing through. Yeah. Well, to be fair, if I knew he was playing through a torn PCL the entire year, I would have disagreed.
Right.
Has he gotten surgery yet? He needs to get his surgery now.
I haven't seen he's gotten surgery yet.
He needs to get it.
He made it to the Pro Bowl, so
yeah. Well, he's going to the Pro Bowl, so he's definitely not doing it yet.
Well, I bet you Bean made him go to the Pro Bowl, so it could be another Pro Bowler he drafted, because people want to use that as the reason why he's a terrible GM. Oh, he can't draft. He's only drafted 2 Pro Bowlers since Josh Allen. Well, Shedeur just got named to a Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowl means
it's not a real
nothing.
thing.
He just made it over Trevor Lawrence. It's a complete joke.
Right. I have a question with the wide receiver, and then we can move on for the wide receivers. Okay, so Shieldhouse, Rams, Udinsky, Jaguars. Look at their wide receiver rooms. Yeah. Now, them moving to an average wide receiver room is a little Joe Brady-esque in the fact of it limits his playbook because he can only work with what he has. Now, I know the DJ Moore is a big upgrade, but let's say Keon Coleman takes no steps. And then now DJ Moore is getting shut down. You have a wide receiver 1, and Christian Gonzalez and PS2 is just guarding him the whole entire time. And then when you're going from there, I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I do like the idea of reinvesting in defense, which is so annoying to think about. And then leaving the offense bare again. Not bare, but putting it behind the defense again is something that could again trigger a limited playbook or things along those lines, and then affect a brand new head coach that's not familiar with play calling and things along those lines.
Yeah, let me counteract that though with the fact that Dalton Kincaid is better than Colby Parkinson or Tyler Higbee or Terrence Ferguson. He's better than
Parkinson is very good.
Colby Parkinson is very good. He is not the level of Dalton Kincaid is as a receiver. I think that's pretty fair. And he also, Matthew Stafford is great, but he's limited to just a pure pocket passer. Trevor Lawrence is good, but he ain't no Josh Allen. You can open up the playbook because you have Josh Allen. You can open up the playbook because Kincaid is more capable than the tight ends. And this isn't me saying Strange or Parkinson are bad. I really like both of them. You can also open up the playbook more with more running schemes because the run games are better. And the Rams had a good run game, but the Jaguars did not. And I don't think that's because of their scheme. We saw Liam Cohen cook against us. I think that's more of the fact that their offensive line isn't great and the running backs are not nearly as good as Cook. So yeah, maybe it might condense the wide receiving portion of the playbook. You also have so many other spots that are upgrades from the previous spots. You can open up the playbook more in those regards. And I think it kind of evens out.
I think too, like this last thing, we got to move on to the next thing. We're running out of time. I think part of it is just hedging against potential injuries going forward as well. Like Palmer's hurt all year long. He's hurt. He gets hurt. Every year he's got dinging little small injuries. Not that he was amazing this year, but he was trending better. Dalton Kincaid gets hurt, misses a bunch of games again, plays at about 60%, 70%. He's great when he's playing, but at the same time, like, we got to have another option if those guys go down again. But
DJ Moore.
Clearly we'll have one, but we need another one too. Like, there has to be more than just one contingency.
DJ Moore, I think DJ Moore, Dalton Kincaid, and Khalil Shakir, with how good the rest of our offense is, as a fine top 3 receiving trio. When you have
Shakir
as good as a run game,
really either though. Like, Shakir's separation grades are bad.
He gets
if he depended on what Udinsky or Shieldhouse or somebody could work with Shakir. Because we do think that Joe Brady is limiting Shakir in itself.
And the 0 to 10 range, Shakir is great because he runs those drags and he's so good after the catch. And we used that so much last year. And this year it felt like we kind of relegated him to more as just a running back role. And the Broncos game, we used him he had like 2 or 3 of those drags where he took 30, 40 yards because he's so good after the catch. Yeah, I think we use him more like that. He's great in the short game. Kincaid's great in the intermediate game. DJ Moore is very good down the field. You have legit players in all 3 levels. And I still like Josh Palmer because I think he wasn't being used great. And then his breakout game, he gets hip drop tackled, his ankle's screwed up, and it ruins the rest of his year because he keeps trying to come back too early.
Yeah.
I think with a full off season, I think he'll be better. And I think Udinsky and Shieldhouse will definitely be able to use him a lot better. And I think Brandon Cooks is a fine if you say DJ Moore misses a game or 2, you could throw Cooks in, and he's shown he can create some separation.
Sure.
And I think he is capable. So I And yeah, Keon might not take a step, but I think after everything that's happened, I think he is going to be more convinced or more motivated than ever to really work on his game to kind of prove people wrong. Again, it might just be a maturity thing and he doesn't take a step, which is also possible. Yeah. But I think that depth is fine if used properly. Yeah, they could get screwed with injuries again, but that can happen to any single position. The defense can get littered with injuries, and then we have no depth. And I'm sitting here like, oh, we should have invested more on the defense. And then when all these injuries happen, we would be able to come it better.
Yep. So with tight end, I think the two, because I want to run through these a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
Since wide receiver kind of took a lot of our time, but tight end, as long as Kincaid gets a surgery and is fine, I think the room looks good, even if Dawson Knox isn't there. Ultimately, I think if Dawson Knox doesn't come back, we draft probably a guy that can be kind of a similar mold to him. But I think we all want him re-signed, which is crazy to think about. 3 years ago, everybody was like, he sucks, I can't believe we pay him, and restructure his deal so we can backload it a little bit to get it in future contracts and maybe give me like a 3-year deal or something.
Agreed.
Okay. Tackle,
fine.
I think we're fine. I hate Chase Lunt. I think he's a worthless player, but whatever. It's fine. I just think he's just a run-of-the-mill practice.
Barely know him.
Well, see, I don't care that much that he's their fourth tackle because I think Grable and bring back Alec Anderson could be the two backups.
Or Ryan Vandenmark, if he's willing to sign, we're willing to sign him to a small RFA deal. I mean, that's fine.
He's a good left tackle.
I think if we can save that mill or two, we're fine because I really like Grable and Anderson has proven he can play anywhere on the line.
I could see Dion being his last back end of his prime year.
Agreed.
And then he goes to a lesser version of himself the year after, and he's still serviceable for a few years. But I think that Grable and Vandenmark have potential to be good tackles in this NFL. If we can bring Vandenmark back, I feel a lot better about that future outlook. But we'll see. Guard is a big problem for me. Cyrus Torrence and Nick Broker, who's a practice squad level player, only guys coming back. Edwards and Alec Anderson are there. I'd like to have one of those guys back if we could get them, but I feel like we're going to have to address this probably in free agency or the draft.
Personally, I'd bring them both back and let McGovern walk. I've already made it known to you guys, but I don't care what Spot Track says that his value is going to be at $19 million a year. They're honestly thinking, they have his value at $19 million and McGovern at 16. If someone wants to give Edwards $9, if someone wants to give Edwards that much money, sure, go ahead. I'll take the 3rd round count pick next year.
Sure, but, you want to do that? Go for it.
Yeah,
bring Alec. Alec can play that role too if we want to sign Alec and just make him play left guard.
Yeah, bring Alec, but I think we can get Edwards at a 3-year, 30 to 35 mil, 25 mil guaranteed, where you backloaded a bit, and you let McGovern go get his 3-year, 50 mil contract.
Mm-hmm. David Edwards is 9.5. I think Osiris Torrence's valuation. Yeah, okay. I think Osiris Torrence's valuation.
It was a tweet I saw by Spot Track that said 19. Maybe they mixed it up on the tweet, but I swear it said next to David Edwards, it said 19 million, and I'm like, that is crazy.
Oh, yeah. I'm on Spot Track right now for it.
Yeah, and they could have had a typo on the tweet.
He's a good guard. I mean, he's better than who's the guy who went from Miami to Carolina 2 years ago?
Robert Hunt.
He's better than Robert Hunt, and Hunt got $20 million.
You're not a big Hunt fan? I thought
player. He's a good player. I don't think he's any better than David Edwards.
Oh, interesting. I think he is a bit better, but.
He might be maybe marginally, but not $10 million more. And then are we all in agreement that Cedric Van Pran Granger is probably going to take over and McGovern's probably gone?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless he'll take a discount, unless he'll take a cheap deal.
Yeah. I think I agree with that. I don't think McGovern's going to sign a cheap deal. I think he's been great as a center for us. He's been better than I thought Mitch Morse was when he was here. The unfortunate part is he's going to get a lot of money, I think, because he's a pretty young player still. Special teams, Reed Ferguson, Tyler Bass, only one's coming back. I'd love to get rid of Tyler Bass. We'd save $3 million, but we're so thin. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do.
What do we do?
We're not a punter
Take
either.
A kicker in the 7th round. Take a kicker. We have 3 7th round picks.
There's some good
kickers. Spend one on a punter.
There's some good kickers.
Yeah, and then punter. I'd like to have Mitch back. Mitch Wisnowski, I thought played.
Yeah, I thought he was good. Yeah,
I like to take like a vet and then deal. I'm just saying I want to be as cheap as possible at kicker and punter, for being honest.
Yeah,
absolutely. All right, so we're in defense now. Go ahead.
Before we get there, the offensive line. We got to figure out who our offensive line coach is going to be for sure. And did you know that Zach Cromer is the offensive line coach for the LA Rams?
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Yeah, that's great. That'd be a good
bring him over.
Well, I've heard that that the assistant head coach or the assistant offensive line coach to Cromer has been like very well respected, and they might just promote him and be like he knows the offensive line scheme and system that works well for these guys, and they already get along with him. There's good camaraderie, so I'd be fine if they just promoted him.
I hope so.
Cromer's
I just don't know. You know, new head coach kind of picks their staff.
Remember this? Xander Moore says, "I love Smiley." Do you know who that is?
I know who that is.
Okay.
No, it's not my
girlfriend.
No.
Yeah, right, bro. You guys remind me of Danny Duncan. Who's that?
He's a YouTuber. He's a troll.
Okay, cool. All right. Defensive end. Let's talk about it. Landon Jackson's clearly going to be on the team. Michael Hoyt's going to be back, hopefully in good spirits. I don't know. I don't know if you think he's back like in time to start the year?
No.
Was it beginning of November? And Achilles are usually a 9-month process.
Oh, it's Achilles. It wasn't. I thought it was a knee. I don't know why.
Yeah, so I bet he might start the year on IR and be back week 5.
I think so too.
They could do that. I bet you they do that.
I've seen guys come back in 6 months without injury, but he won't be the same his first year back. It'll usually a 2-year turnaround with him being 100%. So he's not going to be the same player. Greg Rousseau's on the team clearly. Javon Solomon, I don't think we can cut him. I think that he has to be on the team.
I don't think so.
I
think if you get a big name veteran and then draft a guy day 3.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, we can do that. My question's going to be is Javon.
I think we should get 2 in free agency.
Yeah. I mean, this is a good.
Well, if we go 2, I think we get 1.
I think like there's people like that. There's two free agent classes that are interesting that we could avoid the draft on, especially because Edge is decent, but it's kind of like pick your who you want sort of thing.
Bosa,
it's not like dope.
Jalen Phillips is out there. I just pulled him out. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Like Boy Mafe or like Malcolm Kuntz attached to Trey Hendrickson would be something that I think would be interesting. Yeah. Trey and the reason like I would love
veterans though.
I would love
if we get big money to one.
Yeah, I would love. I would most certainly love like a Max Crosby, but Trey Henderson, we wouldn't have to use a draft pick on. He's a free agent. Right now he's at $25 million for valuation. I think we could probably get him down to 20 if you go 2 years and then hit that cap. Malcolm Kuntz, he had an ACL injury in 2024, and this was his year. 2023, this was his year back. Yeah. And he kind of had a low start, but he got better. He looks good, and I think he could have a resurgence. His market value is like $8 million. That's something that would be decent.
My friend that's a Raiders fan talks about how much he loves Kuntz all the time. So he's
good.
Yeah, big name for him. I think he had like 10 sacks in 2023 or like 9 or he was pretty productive. But I also wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders want to bring him back with all the cap space they have.
They have to spend so much money.
Yeah, they have like $100 million cap space, so they might throw the bag at him to keep him.
I also think this draft for edge rushers in that middle first round area has some good value. The top end, I don't think the top end is that elite, but I do see a lot of guys who have good sack production in college, which usually doesn't always translate, but it usually tells me something about whether they have a potential
translated for Solomon.
Yeah. Well, Solomon was never a first round guy either, right? Like, I mean, I'm talking like high end blue chip prospects, right?
Yeah.
And I think that there's some upside there with the draft in the middle of the round that if we wanted to move up, really wanted edge rusher, that we can get a guy for relatively cheap that would work out as a potential future starter. Or I think we got to sign a guy anyway, right? It's just the question is how much are we investing?
I think there's only going to be one edge that we could trade up for in this draft. I only have 3 first round grades on edges.
Okay.
It's only Keldrick Falk, Ruben Bain, and David Bailey. Past that, I don't believe in TJ Parker.
Howell?
That's what I want to know too, because I just looked up. I was kind of going through it today. Do you think he's not a first rounder?
No, I have a 3rd round grade on him.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah.
PFF has him a first round, like a top 15 grade.
No. Not me.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't done any edge work yet, so I just saw
he has some decent weight to him, but I mean, Cassius Howell has a ghost move that is pretty lethal, but he got stoned when he played, if I'm not mistaken, Trevor Gooseby, right tackle for Texas. When he was going after him, he got stoned because he's lighter frame. So I'm just concerned about a lighter frame guy that has a ghost move be able to translate as a first round pick.
Right. That's fair enough. Okay. So with edge, we're gonna have to get. I think we're gonna have to get two somewhere because Hoyt's probably not gonna be ready. Landon's just, I don't know. We'll see what happens with Landon's development, and Javon Solomon's just clearly kind of a nothing player.
Yeah. Right.
Well,
he's not a nothing player, but he doesn't do anything that would stand out that I can't replace him. He's easily replaceable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think that if we just get one guy, I think we just keep Solomon and then Hoyt comes back. We have 5 guys, and he's just kind of inactive. I'd be fine if we go after one, but I think a big fish in free agency and then draft so we have a rookie deal to replace Solomon would kind of be my ideal route.
Right. D tackles, Ed Oliver, which I'm surprised Ed Oliver. I mean, I know he got kind of dinged up again at the end of that game, but I mean, he came back, and I was worried he was going to re-tear that pec, but was bicep. And he didn't. Thank goodness he didn't, because I mean, if he did, he would be really screwed for next year. Sanders, he's got to take a step forward. Deion Walker, step forward. This room is actually probably more ready than we give it credit for.
Agreed.
Probably it's our deepest room on the.
Yeah, I mean, defense. Even Zion Logue and Dwayne Carter will be back. I don't love. I mean, I really like Ed Oliver, really like Deion Walker. I don't really love our ability to be stout against the run there, but I think this is just kind of what we have to deal with. We have other needs that I think are more pressing, like linebacker, edge, receiver, guard, that in safety that are going to have to take precedent over this position and just going to have to be good on the back end.
Unless certain player, like I think if they want to go in the draft and get a nose tackle, or this is one where they
there are some in this draft.
I really like Caden McDonald out of Ohio State. I think I would spend my first round pick on him. I know people will probably Bill's Mafia or Bill's Twitter will just erupt if we spend a first round pick at a nose tackle. But I think it would be a great move that would really solidify our defense, because I think if we can actually stop the run, we can be a much more aggressive against the pass. But right now it's kind of like we can't stop the run, so we kind of have to put more bodies up there. Even though we don't, and then it kind of makes us a little bit like against Baltimore. They were running all over us, and then they allowed them to have some big plays in the pass game because they were so focused on, we have to try and stop the run. If you add a nose tackle like that, I think it helps our pass game out a lot more too, which is already very good.
I think the front seven will be the most intriguing thing to analyze once we hire a coach, because that's such a McDermott type and scheme, and the way he made the front seven and what a new coach is going to want to do it, because, they use Deion Walker as a one tech because he's the biggest guy that they've ever had, sort of thing. So they just treated him as a one tech, when realistically in Kentucky, he was a 3 tech, that even a 3-4 defensive end more than a 1 tech. So when it came down to it, so it'll just be intriguing to see. I agree. I think TJ looked good at the end of the year. I think in an off season, he'll look good. I bet just like Keon Coleman, Dwayne Carter is going to be another guy that they're going to be like, hey, let's step up and do it. He had his Achilles early, so he'll probably be able to rehab it. They'll probably keep Dwayne Carter too, but I agree.
I like Dwayne Carter. I think.
Listen, Caden McDonald is the only nose tackle in this class that can penetrate and sack. The rest of the guys are large, 2-gappers, stop the run, and stack and shed.
Works for me. I think we just really, Caden McDonald, if we can get someone like that, just because the 3-down production. But I'd be fine if you use someone else as like a early down run stuffer, and then Deion Walker as the pass rush nose tackle. Next,
honestly, he held up
TJ, and whoever and whatever nose tackle in the early downs, and then you unleash Eddie and Deion on the passing downs, and you kind of just rotate Dwayne Carter in there, maybe let him get like 10 snaps a game.
Deion, I thought Deion played much better
Yeah.
at the one tech towards the end of the year too. He was taking on double teams.
He was actually holding on doubles, which I thought he'd get blown off the ball with.
Yeah, so maybe
I
that's
legit never
the
thought
evolution.
Yeah,
I didn't either. I mean, he's been a player that's been much more well-rounded than I thought he would be. I mean, we all got it wrong, I think. Bean hit on that. Yeah, Bean hit on that one. Well, yeah, maybe not you. Outside linebacker, Dorian Williams, Charlo, and Jenkins, like three special teams.
Yeah.
Well, Dorian Williams.
Is perfect for that. Yeah, Dorian Williams is perfect for that.
He's a Swiss Army knife. He's going to be a backup outside linebacker for this team for a couple.
I think you move Bernard out to outside linebacker.
That's the key, right? Let's talk about him at the same time, right? Matt Milano is going to be gone. I don't think we can afford to sign him back, just generally, just not from a financial point, but from we can't afford to have him play out. He played good in the playoffs.
From the financial point, because he already has he already has like 11 million dead cap, so they may want to bring him back just so they can push that dead cap down the road.
Yeah, he could do that. But I think he showed flashes this year, especially at the end of the year, actually. But the
risk of injury.
Risk of injury. Consistency through the year, it wasn't great. We're going to have to draft a guy here. It's a very high level at the back of the first round. Is a very it's in play, which I'm not a big linebacker or running back in the first round kind of guy, but it's such the linebacker position this year was the problem with the defense, I think, more than anything else. And I think that we have to address it. Bernard's not it. He's a weak side linebacker. He always has been. We put him out of position. That's why none of us wanted him at inside linebacker when we drafted Dorian Williams, because it just doesn't fit the mold. And it shows on tape. We could bring Shaq back for cheap.
I want to bring Shaq back.
For sure. We should
bring him on a 1 year to develop whoever we draft, and then next year unleash that. Yep. At least try that out, and then we'll be like, all right, if Terrell doesn't work, we let Shaq walk, we cut Terrell, and then we drafted a guy that will step into the middle linebacker role, and then we go and get an outside linebacker next year.
Yep.
Yeah. There is a world. So obviously this linebacker class is super deep. It wouldn't be I wouldn't hate it if we almost did double dip in an area where in linebacker in day 3 is mainly a coverage linebacker. There's a lot of coverage linebackers. And if you look at what Seattle did, what Baltimore did with Kyle Hamilton and Emenworry, if you could stay in base defense with a coverage linebacker that's basically playing a nickel guy, and you don't have to move from that. That's what these defenses are doing and succeeding in. And somebody like Aiden Fisher from Indiana is a full coverage guy. You could just put him there, and you're getting rid of Taron Johnson, and then you're just saving money, and then you're just sitting there on it, just playing 4-3 / nickel with a coverage linebacker.
Yeah, because a coverage linebacker to be able to play nickel, a coverage linebacker can actually cover slot receivers on a respectable level, I think is more valuable than a slot corner that can't come off the field ever, especially against rundowns. All right, corner. Christian Benford, Maxwell Hairston, clear starters. Taron Johnson is $2 million cut if we want to. I don't know. Yeah, that's not a lot of money. That's worth something.
I think you save a lot more if it's post June 1st. So I think that could be post June 1st, so we can sign. That'll be the money that we have to sign our rookies and have in the end of the season. So we can basically, prior to the draft, spend all the way up to the cap, have him as the post June 1st, sign all the rookies, and then have a couple mil.
And then wrapping
him.
Yeah. And they're McDermott guys. Rapp and Taron are McDermott guys. They're gone. Hancock. The question with Hancock is going to be, does he replace Taron as the new nickel? Which I think they should do that.
Absolutely.
He belongs. And then, or do you want to play free safety? Which I think we saw. He's a young player. I can't really hold him that much accountable for what happened to him in that playoff game, because I just think that he was over his head.
Yeah.
He can learn it. He's an athlete. I don't mind him there. If we really see something, but they said they have a plan for him. Whether that plan changes or not, or whether it's even mentioned in these head coaching interviews, is because they talk about everything. We got a guy, Jordan Hancock. We have a plan for him to do X, Y, Z. How do you feel about him as a player? There's probably homework they've been given before they come in, so they kind of up to date with what we do and what we want to do. So I don't know how I feel about it, but free safety's got to be a need.
I think you definitely target that in the draft, and then you fill out the depth with re-signs. I think I would bring back, as much as I hate Cam Lewis. I think just bring him, and then I would also bring back Darnell Savage too. Just so you put them Cam Lewis backup free safety, Darnell Savage backup strong safety, and then you draft a guy to be the starting free safety, and you just roll with that 4.
Or we could go after. Safeties are pretty cheap in free agency. They're one of those positions,
and they're pretty decent.
And they're Reed Blankenship, Ronnie Hickman, and Alohi Gilman are my 3 that I like. I don't know if they're a seamless fit in what we do. I don't really know what we do anymore. So none of us
right.
do, right?
Yeah.
And then
I got three for free agency as well, Alex. I was looking through. Cameron Curl.
Cam Curl.
Isn't he a strong safety though?
He's a strong safety, so
that's why I didn't put him on here.
He's a
but
dog.
I wasn't sure.
He's a dog regardless, so I added him anyways.
I think the Rams want to keep him.
And I don't know what their cap situation is like and how they rotate.
Their cap's actually really good. They have a lot of cap room.
Tony Adams from the Jets. He's a true free safety. He's a true free safety. Yeah. Market value is about $7 million.
That just makes me laugh because when I was in college, my college radio, there was a Jets fan that was on the radio, and every single episode, all he did was talk about how much he hates Tony Adams. So it just made me laugh.
Really?
He's like the biggest Tony Adams hater of all time.
He had a good year.
He watched that, not this year, but the year before. He just to start last year, he just watched him blow coverage after coverage, and he literally had gone on 15-minute rants about how much he hates Tony Adams.
What do you think about Alohi Gilman? I thought when he came.
I like Alohi Gilman.
I like Gilman too
because he came in and solidified the back end where they were really struggling in Baltimore last year, and I feel like he'd be a good fit as well because he paired with. I'm not saying Cole Bishop is a Kyle Hamilton, but they have a similar role in their defenses, right? They do similar things. Just Kyle's just like a freaky
box playmaker.
Yeah, box playmaker can play free safety in a pinch, but that's really not where you want him.
Yeah, you can throw him in coverage, but he's better in the box just making plays.
All over the place. And Alohi Gilman kind of allowed him to do that, and the defense instantly got better. I thought that was a good decision.
They might keep that one. The other one was Jalen Hawkins.
Okay. And here's another question: do we bring back Jordan Poyer just for like a 1-year deal for cheap?
Will he want to come back now that McD's gone?
He's willing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
His Instagram post kind of made it seem like he was done and he was going to retire.
Yeah, he did. He did do that excerpt like 6 months ago that said it was his last stint.
Yeah, I was going to say I had a feeling it was just kind of. I bet you he retired.
You have to ask yourself if Sam Franklin might be back, but just because of Bean brought him in. I know, but he's a safety and he's got to be a depth for the room.
Yeah,
can't even play safety on any kind of level that would make sense. Darnell Savage played awful. I'm sorry.
I think isn't Savage more of a strong safety than free safety?
No, he's played both. I think he's played more in free safety in his career.
Oh, okay. I thought he was more of a strong safety guy, but that was also one play. I mean, it was bad, but
this is the only real play.
And besides the Jets game, but I think it's just more. I just kind of want to draft a starter and then be as cheap as possible for the backups, I guess, just because I want to save money to go and get big fish elsewhere, edge rusher, wide receiver, interior offensive line. I think those are the three through re-signs, trades, or free agent signings. I think those are the three we want to spend big money. So I think everywhere else is going to have to be nickel and dime to backups and drafting.
Right.
Yep.
All right. It's draft time.
Do it.
We're going to do three rounders.
Three round?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to do
We're going to go different strategies each time.
Super fast. Care for positional value. I think yes. I don't.
Yeah, I moved when I did it. I moved it up. I think I had it one touch less than that the last draft I did. But
let's do like minimal. Let's do more than minimal, but like slightly below average randomness because I think that's kind of usually the way drafts go. Maybe actually it might even be more like that.
But when you do random, when you put that random up on PFF, they do
go crazy. It's gonna go nuts. Yeah, they're not doing that. Draft for needs a little bit more. Care for positional value a little bit more. Okay, cool. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's get into it. Now, is there any place you want me to pause?
Maybe.
Did you put it on super fast?
Yeah, it's turbo. It's turbo.
Turbo. I don't think you can stop it. I think it goes straight to it.
Too fast. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but we could just go back and through and see. Maybe we should worry. Do trades differently on different days.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, maybe just go straight picks.
Yeah.
Let's do this real quick.
CJ Allen at pick 25.
All right, so real quick, let's see. I'll always like to do this when I do mock drafts is to see how realistic what just happened would happen, right? So, for instance, if Arvell Reese goes number 1, that's not happening. You know what I mean? I mean, he's a good player, but they're taking Mendoza. That's just
right.
You don't get the 1 pick very often. He's the only
Arvell Reese at 2. Jeremiah Love ain't going 3. That's insane.
I know the positional value is not there, but I went through this a little earlier and was doing like a real 32 pick mock draft, and I could not get off Jeremiah Love going there or Tennessee. Like it just made a lot of sense because the guard, quarterback.
I think he ends up in Kansas City as much as I hate to say
I
it.
think he ends up in Kansas City
match
or
made in
Dallas.
heaven.
We got Bailey going before Ruben Bain.
I think that's fair because of Ruben Bain's arm length and
Bailey's
what
more
NFL
like
teams do.
I was going to say, I've heard people have complaints about Bain's upside almost.
Tyson going 5. I know you heard earlier that maybe he could fall a little bit.
Yeah.
I just don't know. He's too good of a player. When he's healthy, he's definitely the number 1 receiver in this draft.
Yeah, I mean, look at Jackson Smith and Jigba, how he fell and things along those lines. I wouldn't be surprised. He hasn't had a full season since 2022.
I know.
That is concerning.
Yeah, it is concerning. Absolutely. The injuries he's had, other than the ACL, is not that concerning to me.
Agreed.
I think they're pretty freaky.
I wouldn't say the ACL isn't super concerning either because people come back from it all the time, and it was a couple.
That was the first injury he had, right?
It's the first one, and that's not one that is leads to more injuries. So if it was a bunch of soft tissue, that's different. Kind of ones that you have a high chance of re-injuring, soft tissue and ankles, which it was an ankle, but a broken collarbone and a torn ACL. Those are kind of freak things you heal up from, and you're good.
Yep. Tate going to Washington makes sense. Ruben Bain that makes sense. Peter Woods, that's one of my favorite mocks to put for the Chiefs because of Chris Jones aging out.
You know what my comp is for Peter Woods?
Yeah, was it Chris Jones?
At Oliver.
Oh, is it Oliver? Okay, cool.
He's literally at Oliver.
The other D tackles are all more big, stout guys too. He's 310 or something. He might not even win.
Yeah, Woods is bigger than Eddie though, isn't he?
So McCoy.
I haven't looked that much into it because I don't.
His style is at Oliver. He is at Oliver.
So why did McCoy miss this season?
Torn ACL, and then they just mutually agreed that at the end of the year he just wasn't going to play when Tennessee was out of the playoffs, and he was just I don't want to risk it.
Lemon's off the board. Lemon, Boston. I'm really low on Makai Lemon, by the way. I never know why he thinks that way.
I'm very high on him. I'm someone who can just win. I don't care where you win. Just someone who can get open and just make plays.
He's not
a dog. I don't care.
He's a separator. He's a slot only player too.
A playmaker in college doesn't necessarily transfer to a playmaker in the NFL. That is the issue.
I know, but
his contested catch situation at 5'11" will not translate just as much as the NFL. And he's taking bad hits. And
he's not separating all that well for a guy who plays in the slot, in my opinion. But whatever. All right. All right, so let's get to it. We're pick 26. CJ Allen went right before us. What positions do you want to look at since Allen, I think, was a favorite? Is
Cade McDonald there?
I don't know. Who is that? I haven't done all my
D-tackle.
DT.
That's the only thing I hate about this is that I have to roll down.
No, he went.
He would have already.
Concepcion's gone. Christian Miller, I don't know.
Those are kind of the three guys I wanted would be Concepcion, McDonald, or Allen.
Let's pull up some positions that we're interested in.
Yeah.
So receiver, let's look at
raw safety.
Man, this board went rough for us.
Yeah.
Go to edge, I guess, and then go to linebacker.
Damn it! I hate when this shit does this, dude. So
if we still had oh no, he went before. I was gonna say if we still had Cromer, Vega Ioannone would be somebody that we would draft in the first round.
Dude, I'm gonna drive. This is gonna piss me off. Special teams, my ass. Okay, doesn't matter. All right, we got Akeem Mesidor. Man, we're in slim pickings range here, man.
This is a trade.
Go down a little bit.
Similar.
This is a trade back, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh, you want to see what the trade is? Let's look at a couple players that are here that I'm higher on a couple guys probably here than Omar Cooper Jr. To me, I would take him at pick 26. I think he's
Jeremiah Trotter.
Josiah Trotter.
Josiah
Trotter is he's a project because he's super young. That's the crazy thing is Josiah Trotter is a McDermott guy. McDermott would want him to develop him into the guy that he is. Yeah, but I think he's 20 year old flat. He was a redshirt sophomore that declared. Yep. Everybody was surprised he declared. So Josiah Trotter is very good. He's a project though. You're not getting a starter completely off him. I'm pretty high. I'm pretty high on Anthony Hill Jr. from Texas, even though he might end up being more like a Will, or you put him in the Sam role. But he can cover. He can defend the run, and he's a very good blitzer. So he brings pressure well. So he's a 3-facet guy that can do it all. The knock for Anthony Hill Jr. is that his lower half is smaller than his upper half. Like he's got a lot of upper body strength, and his legs look like kind of like twiggish. So that's a concern. But he's a dog. I would at this point. I don't think I would trade back.
Let's look and see what the trade is.
Yeah, my thing. I just feel like that we're gonna bring Shaq back. I get he was like a McD guy, but he's also a Bean guy. And he said he wants to be back in Buffalo. He wants to be a starter. So I have a feeling we'll bring him back and then kind of go 3rd or 4th round linebacker to develop. And then maybe next year we either draft a full-time starter or give the reins to that third or 4th round.
Would you take Atlanta's? I mean, we're moving back far here. Pick 48 for 26, 48.79 for 26, or would you throw in another?
Oh, what else? What else can you get? Yeah. Like, what's up with? Oh wait, they only have 4 picks.
They only have 4 picks though. I don't know if they're going to do that. Maybe a 3rd round or a 2nd rounder next year.
Probably a 4th round.
I would trade with someone else.
Yeah. Okay. What else? Because 48 is a lot going back.
Yeah. Who else is interested?
Who? The player we were just talking about. He's 38th, right? You want to see if we can move back maybe with a Joe Shane. Let's see what we can do with the Giants. I think that's a interesting spot.
Yeah. Well, how many picks do they have from trading up last year to get Dart?
A lot.
Okay.
So they got plenty.
37's good. So go 37. Oh man, they only got 105.
Jeez, please, they're not accepting.
They're not interested.
Yeah.
You can kiss my ass. Well, all right. So 37 and 105. I don't even. Yeah, that's. I think that's value that we could do. We could force the trade through, right? What you want to do that? Let's just do it. Yeah, this is the pick. I think this is good value too. By the way. All right. So all right. Now we're up.
See what the safeties are available. I think this is a perfect spot to take a safety.
I am in my order is Dylan Thieneman and then Emmanuel McNeil-Warren is the 2. And Halsey I would, but I'd put him under Emmanuel McNeil. It'd be Thieneman, McNeil-Warren, then Halsey for me, then Kamari Ramsey. Okay. But Thieneman does everything. McNeil-Warren does everything too. So they would be good complements to Cole Bishop. Cole Bishop could do what he wants, and then they just pick up the slack at that point. Jake Golday's a big linebacker. He's an interesting one. He hits hard. He's big. I think he's 250 maybe.
Okay.
Deontay Lawson.
What about if we add in wide receiver?
All right. Yeah. Let's see what we've got here.
Yeah, I think this is a good spot. We definitely take here.
Now they've got their own rankings on a lot of stuff too. So like some of these.
Go Omar Cooper Jr.
That's who I would take. Honestly.
Or Elijah Surratt. Elijah Surratt is my number 5.
Do you think they fall to our next 2nd round pick though?
In this draft, yes, probably.
I think Omar Cooper Jr. will last till right now. I'd say he's a top 60 pick, but his athleticism in the combine is going to do him numbers. So that's debatable. Elijah Surratt.
I'm kind of feeling safety as well.
Yeah,
I love
because I think we do get a veteran. So I think if we're not going to go first, like if we trade back to this scenario, and we're not going to get one of the top wide receivers, I would wait a bit more because it's like, all right, this is kind of more of a developmental guy. We're still going to need to get a guy next year, and we have our veteran to kind of be the go-to guy. I wouldn't hate wide receiver here though. I think free safety might be our most glaring need in the team. It's not the most important, but it's the most glaring.
Yeah, I would agree with that too.
If we get DJ Moore and then get Chris Brazzell, that would be
from Tennessee. Incredible. Yeah, Brazzell's an X guy, right?
Go for it. Hit me. What's your question?
I hate Chris Brazzell. I'm sorry. I don't like his tape because he just looks clunky. He actually doesn't like. He doesn't have any. He's not smooth, man. I don't know. He just doesn't look smooth out there. I feel like he doesn't separate as good as I want him to. He has no yak ability. He's kind of just like he's a vertical X. But
yeah, he's Cortland Sutton with hands. He can run he has a bigger route tree for 6'5", 200. He can run a whip route. He can run drags. He runs goes. He runs comebacks well. He's obviously going to be limited at 6'5", 200 and what he can do. But if we're using our pick 60 on him, I would not use our first rounder on him.
What about
But if we're using pick 60 on him, Elijah Surratt's my wide receiver 5. He has the highest floor wide receiver in the class for me. He has a full route tree. He has high IQ separation. So like Cooper Kupp separation sort of thing. You don't see him separate by savvy moves, but he knows when to separate, when to sit in zone.
What about Zachariah Branch? I like Branch better than him. Pass.
Oh, yeah. Zachariah Branch, you need to.
I know he's a lot of screens and a lot of
manufactured touches.
A lot of manufactured touches. I get it. But he reminds me of like Santana
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill-ish. Yeah, like that's how I view him. And I just feel like he can do more things than Chris Brazzell can. I don't know. I'm terrified of these guys. I would almost rather have Elijah Surratt.
I would take Elijah Surratt here for sure.
I don't like CJ Daniels as high. I don't know why he's rated as high. It was not even.
Yeah, me too. Torin York is 5'10", 232 pounds, and hits like he's 260. The dude is crazy, but he's 5'10".
Jeez.
He weighed in at 232 at the Shrine Bowl.
Dude, if these are our options, I feel like the receiver options are laying to us pretty well. I almost would rather go linebacker here personally than go receiver.
I
kind of like the Surratt with the high floor. I kind of think
he doesn't separate though. He's gonna scare the shit out of you to be another like non.
He does separate. Elijah Surratt, he separates. He's high IQ separate. The only issue with Surratt is he's just not crazy explosive. That's the difference between Surratt and Cooper, because Cooper's such an athlete that he uses speed and explosion to separate. Elijah Surratt, just as I said, like Cooper Kupp. When you watch Cooper Kupp run routes, he doesn't look like he should separate constantly. Elijah Surratt knows what to do and counts his steps properly. He just is so polished in his route.
You like him better than Boston? You like him better than Boston?
Oh, I'm very low on Denzel Boston. Yeah,
I feel like they're the same player in a lot of ways.
I kind of like
their style feels similar. You know,
because at this point, I don't think we're gonna get like the long-term answer wide receiver. But I think if Surratt, you're saying I haven't watched too much on him, but if you're saying he's got a high floor, I think he's kind of perfect here because he's just going to be someone that'll be a quality.
You can put him in and go.
Yeah, a quality guy. Well, you have the veteran be the guy right now, and then when DJ Moore is gone, or even next year, so you can cut DJ Moore the year after that. Then you go and get a guy high next year.
If DJ Moore is not signed at this point, okay, and let's say we get someone who's not. Like we couldn't pull a trade off.
If we get no one.
Would you rather go Brazzell? Would you rather go? But yeah, we go first round.
If we're at this point, if we're at this point where we haven't gotten anyone to upgrade the room, and these are the wide receivers available, what I'd want to do is fire Bean on the spot.
Trade Bean for an extra third.
Well, that's double dip third and that's one of his few supporters left.
Randall,
if we're to the point where we have no answer and like these are answers the wide receiver room, I want Bean fired into the sun and then I just give up on the year.
What do you think of I just had it in front of me. Where is he at?
Antonio Williams?
No, Jacoby Lane. Oh, how do you feel about him?
Jacoby Lane?
I like him. I like him. He's smooth looking.
He's smooth. Jacoby Lane is what we want Keon Coleman to be.
Right. I think he's got more speed than Keon, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. But exactly. Like when we saw Keon in the offseason, like burning people in the end zone, like that's what he wants. Jacoby Lane has insane contested catches, which when it comes to Jacoby Lane, I think his contested catch does translate because he's so good at high pointing the ball and he's got a high vertical. So I think he works out there. So like if you're looking, like the two people that I have similar there is Jacoby Lane and Malachi Fields from Notre Dame, and Jacoby Lane clears them by a mile.
Oh yeah, Malachi. I'm not a Malachi Fields guy. Yeah. What do you think the main difference between him and Brazzell is though?
Jacoby Lane?
Jacoby Lane and Brazzell. Like what do you feel like?
Jacoby Lane has a better route tree. He's more physical with his body because he's got a little extra weight and strength to him, and Jacoby Lane's inside routes are more polished than Chris Brazzell. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So do you have Brazzell ahead of him though, don't you?
I do because he's 6'5", 200.
And I don't have Lane. I have Lane.
It's fair. A lot of people have
Jacoby. I'm like, man, Lane.
A lot of people have Jacoby Lane. Yeah, a lot of people have Jacoby Lane over Brazzell, but I personally have Brazel at 6'5", 200. I think it's a freak. I think it's a few occurrence where anybody 6'5" and above should stay at wide receiver. Because, once you get to 6'5", they're like, hey, become a tight end, right?
Also, it bothers me.
This is one of the few that could stay wide receiver.
The Tennessee thing bothers me still. I know he's different than,
It is. You're right, though.
It bothers me a lot. They
cover
him up quite a bit with the stuff I was watching. He was kind of playing off the line behind another receiver a lot.
Yeah.
That drives me nuts because I'm like, I don't know what your release package is like at all if I'm watching line that up that way. He's kind of getting a running start a lot. I don't know. I'm not saying he's what's his face? The guy the Giants drafted 3 years ago. Who's the guy, the super fast guy that the Giants
Jalen
drafted?
Hyatt.
Yeah.
He's not that.
He's better than that, in my opinion. But okay. All right. So what are we doing here? So let's give me three names.
I'll go Surratt because I love Surratt.
I would kind of I'm in agreement there. Let's go Surratt. All right. Let's see what we got here. 10 picks. No trades on the board. Okay.
Let's go Garrett Nussmeier.
Let's go.
Best player available.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Real quick. I know that we shouldn't spend a third round on him, but if we were to get rid of Dawson Knox, Justin Jolly might be the greatest red zone threat tight end in this class. He is absolutely unreal, but we won't spend a third round on him anyway, so we'll pass.
Okay. What's this? He's got decent size. He's thick.
He's awesome.
Thick. He's thick.
He's thick.
He's thick with 2 C's. All right. So I'm almost all right. We got to go to linebacker again to see what we got going on. And this is the
I
point.
assume Jacob Rodriguez will be here.
Yeah, if Jacob Rodriguez is there, I kind of really like him. I get
what about guard?
The downside, but he's just a playmaker.
We got a lot of guards here that are relatively.
I would be surprised if Chase Bizantis is here right now, but he is a dog. Keelan Rutledge has been in the circuit for a while, so you know that he's going to be good. But
Trey Moore, linebacker, Perkins.
Trey Moore is more of an edge.
Aiden Fisher.
Yeah, Aiden Fisher's good. I would like Buffalo to have Aiden Fisher, but not till day 3.
Yeah, we're going way down the list here. I'm just saying there's any like sneaky people that they rated lower than they should. All right, what are you thinking? Are we going? Are we going to skip linebacker here? Again,
I think we should.
Yeah,
like the board's falling.
Guards are weird, man. They drop sometimes, because they get forgotten a little bit. Maybe we go Chase Zontas here, and then just because he's here, right? And then the next time we'll do it different.
Yeah,
sure.
All right. And we're gonna do let's do one without a trade here, and what did we draft first this time? Safety.
Yeah.
We did.
So no safety this time. We're going. That's gonna be later. Okay. Same. Good. Okay, cool. Let's roll. Start the draft.
Don't give us a shit board this time.
CJ
Allen.
It's already better. Well, let's see if
I think we should. I think
or Cade McDonald there.
On who?
We ignored linebacker last time. I say we pull the trigger on.
Yeah, I think we have to.
CJ Allen is the safest Mike linebacker. Plug
He's not great in coverage though, is he? He's kind of weak in coverage.
No, but he's stack and shed, outside runs, inside runs. He can rush a little bit, but he's just sound. He can control the line of scrimmage. He stays clean.
He's a real middle linebacker.
He's a real middle linebacker.
All right, let's do it. All right, let's see what we got. All right.
Now let's go to Miley's and look at the interior defensive line.
All right.
So
Molly froze
Big
out.
Citrus. There he is.
The battery on this thing is terrible.
There you go. Okay. Big Citrus is a very interesting one. He is. I can't remember what his weight was at. Yeah, we did.
Okay.
But Dominique Orange, I mean, he's been in the circuit for 2 years, 6'4", 325. He's good. I mean, he was summer. He was projected either number 1 or number 2 out the gate. Iowa State had a bad year overall, so he's kind of dipped a little bit. But the man can just throw bodies.
Okay. Is this the guy? Who's the player we were looking at highlights of the other day?
Dante Corleone.
The bowling ball.
Oh, bowling ball guy.
Bowling ball. Yeah, 6'1.5", 3.
That's
I
it.
heard. By the way, I heard it at the Shrine Bowl. He was up to like 348.
Ooh,
That's
I
too
love
much.
that.
Insane.
That's
6
too
foot and a
heavy.
half.
Draft him now.
I know.
It's too heavy.
Draft him now.
All right, you want to go Dominic Orange?
I want my nose tackle to be as big as possible. Can't move.
I'm gonna let Molly make that decision.
All right. So you want
That works for me.
Dominic Orange? Okay, 6'4", 335. That's big.
But I do want my I want my nose tackle to be as big as humanly possible. I need I want two people. I want it to take at least two people to move him every single time, so it gives our line.
We had
someone who can eat doubles every single time.
Molly, you don't remember this. We had Pat Williams and Ted Washington beside each other.
Oh, yeah.
The reason why I want Ted Washington, I want it so bad. My dad used to talk about the glory days of Ted Washington.
Yeah, it was a massive situation. All right. If we're going receiver, ain't hitting on much anymore. Well, Ted Hurst, if he runs well, and Ted
Hurst is a 3rd-round pick.
Well,
yeah,
we still need a safety.
And we'll look at that too. And he has to perform well this week in the Senior Bowl. If he doesn't perform well this week against high-level competition, because that's my main concern with it, is just level of comp at Georgia State so low that it's really difficult to judge what he really is. Like, is he remember what's his name? Played for the Jets. God, my brain's not working today. He retired already. We signed him. We were going to sign him, and then he retired. He played for, I can't remember who he played for before that. He was a 1st-round pick. He was top 10. Not Rodgers. Jeez.
Wait, I got sidetracked. What are we talking about?
Some player we were going to sign that.
No. It was a receiver who the Jets drafted like 9 years ago.
Oh.
Played at a small school in Western Michigan, I think.
Talking about Corey Davis?
Corey Davis. Okay.
The Jets didn't draft him. That was the Titans who drafted him.
Titans, sorry. I don't know why. He went to the Jets over that. So the Titans drafted him. But that was another thing. The level of comp was kind of low. Right. And he came in. He was the number 1 receiver in the draft. And he looked elite speed-wise in college. And he got to the pros, and he just couldn't separate. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see him do something this week for the same reason. Like, tell me you're better. Tell me you're still this player when you're playing against high-end Senior Bowl corners. You know?
Listen, he seems ready because he legitimately gained 12 pounds.
Yeah.
Being 6'3", going up to 200 from 195 to 207.
That's a lot of weight.
Is big time.
Yeah, that's
like
a lot
I
of weight.
love that for him.
If it's good weight.
Yeah.
Or maybe he weighed that the whole time and they just never updated the
I don't
program.
know. You watch some tape of him though. He looks 195.
He looks lean. He looks lean. Yeah, he looks real lean.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to look at safeties too, Miley? You said.
Yeah. Because I think at this point, safety would be more important because, like, that I'm assuming at this point that we have a veteran X on the team. So any wide receiver we get wouldn't be like a complete starter. Maybe wide receiver 2, but we need a free safety.
Smith.
You like Smith better than Wheatley?
I do. Zakee Wheatley is close to carbon copy of Cole Bishop.
Yeah,
like they would have the exact role. Genesis Smith is a dog. I would go Genesis Smith here unless there's something that we're missing down there. But he's had a hell of a year and good free safety, plays free safety, good size, good speed. Yep.
Okay, I think that would be who I would go with too. Then, what do you think?
Michael Taffy. I was gonna say.
Yeah, he's another one. He's a dog. He'd be a McDermott guy because he started as a walk-on and just dominated. But he would be he'd be like, I'll take single high, Cole Bishop, you go do your thing.
Kind of like Kalen Bullock,
which is intriguing. But
I kind of like that.
Too.
I kind of want a free safety. It's like Cole Bishop, go do your thing because when he was doing his thing this year, he was just making plays. I mean, Cole Bishop might not have been like the greatest consistently game to game, but he made plays.
All right, what do you think, Smith? All right, so you know the breakdown, Smith or Taffy?
I'll go. I kind of like Taffy.
Okay,
let's go for it.
Competition level of competition's higher, so there's that. Yeah, easier translation.
Let's see what they grade us. I missed the grade on the first one, so let's see what the grade is here.
A bad grade is better. A bad grade is better.
Taffy's
B+. CJ Allen B+ is already that's a bad grade. If we get CJ Allen at pick 26, it's a great pick. But then again, I don't even know if he would start.
They don't like Orange at
That's the reason why I kind of don't want to go linebacker round 1 is because I think we bring Shaq back and Bernard as the starter. Yep. And I don't want to spend a first-round pick on someone who's not going to start this year.
Yeah. Let's
that's
do
kind of why I don't want to go wide receiver round one, because I also think that's why I think honestly safety or nose tackle were the ones I'd want to spend.
Receiver round one last round, and then if let's see if it changes the dynamics of what we get behind it.
Yeah, I want Cade McDonald or a stud free safety because I think they're plug and play starters right away.
All right, we're just gonna look at just receiver now. I'm very low on Chris Bell. I know he just blew his ACL out too, but I'm just.
I think we just
Jeremy
can't
Bernard,
take a wide receiver first round right here.
This is way too high for Jeremy Bernard as well. I have him lower than Cooper. I'd pick Cooper. Let's pick Cooper here and then see where it lays the rest of the draft to us. Because I would take Cooper here if he was.
Cade McDonald's gone.
If CJ was, CJ was
wide
gone.
Receivers are going like crazy this early. I don't know if.
He has like randomness.
I don't either.
He also has positional value and need a lot higher, and a lot of people have wide receiver need, and wide receiver is a high value position. So that's probably why.
You got McNeil, Warren, and Ramsey here.
Pull up the edges.
Okay.
Pull up the edges. Let's see what's going on in the edge department. Because we do need edges bad when it comes down to it.
Oof. All right.
Anthony Lucas is very good. He is a Groot type, long as I'm. Michael Kamara
very low sack figures. If you want pass rush, he's a Groot type. Yeah. Yeah,
he's a Groot type. Michael Kamara is my edge 5 in this class.
Okay.
He is in it. He's the guy. He's the kid that blocked the punt on special teams in the championship game.
I remember you saying something.
He is a dog. He only had 2 sacks in 2025, but he had 10 sacks and 18 QB hits in 2024. He's got lateral movement, he's got explosion, and he can get to the quarterback. And what he does best is he also is a team player on the defensive line and make sure that when he works stunts, he does his part to make sure that his other players get sacks as well.
I think this is what's his arm length look like at 6'1"? I have questions about that. I haven't done any scouting on him yet.
I have not seen any verified arm measurements.
What's it look like though? Like
it looks good. It looks good. Okay. Yeah, he can anchor. He can stack. He's still good in run. So he can control offensive tackles. Mm-hmm. But I don't know what his arm length is.
Was he at Indiana all 3 years?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, because it said the 10 sack and the 8 sack years back to back.
Both were Indiana.
If he was at JMU, we'd have a problem.
No. Both, last year was Indiana as well.
I would say let's go safety. That Toledo safety really likes available. And I really want to get a safety that is going to plug and play and be a quality starter. I get it's not a super high value position, but if we can get the high value position through trade and free agency, wide receiver and edge, I just want to draft some dogs that'll start and make impacts day one. I think that's probably the best way to build the roster for next year, which is the year.
Yeah, because edge at this point in the draft is not going to be a starter. You're not going to get a starter in the second round.
Right. This would be a no-brainer in the real draft. If he is there at pick 60, you just pull the trigger. I don't think he will. I don't think he will be. I think he's a top 50 pick overall. Sure. But man, dude's just a dog.
Well, you could say that a lot about guys. I mean, every year this happens where guys slip through the draft and it ends up not being the guy that.
Your favorite player is Zachariah Branch is there.
Yeah, I do. I like him. I don't know. I think I know he's kind of redundant with Shakir, but I think he's more explosive than Shakir too. I think he's going to run.
Yeah. He's certainly more explosive, and he's super quick. I just don't want a manufactured touch guy.
Another manufactured touch guy. We got to get a guy who can just kind of clean it up.
Justin Jolly. I mean, right now, as I said, that Darrell Jackson Jr. is he's showing a lot of promise in the Shrine Bowl. But Darrell Jackson Jr., man, 35-inch arms. He is a mammoth of a human being. Like, Alex, if you want that mammoth in the middle, like him and Deion Walker next to each other, I don't even know what offensive lines would do, to be honest with you. He's just he's an insane build, just like Deion Walker. It's crazy.
Right. All right. Do we want to go linebacker here, or do you want to look at some other stuff? Aiden Fisher's still here.
Look at Jacob Rodriguez's production. It's insane what he did.
He should have won the Heisman this year.
He could have won the Heisman with what he did. Yeah.
Wow. Look, he's. I mean, I know it's PFF, so it doesn't really count, but they have him rated very high coverage and run defense.
How many interceptions did he have?
Great, 235.
6, I think.
Maybe right for a linebacker, right?
Turnover machine.
Not giving anything here.
Turnover machine.
At 4 interceptions this year.
And then 4 fumbles. I think he might have had like 3 or 4 too.
I think that's what might have been looking at. I think he had like 8 total turnovers and just a bunch of tackles. And he was just all over them. And
I would go him here.
Is he a little bit older guy, or is he only a 3-year guy?
He is senior, true senior.
He was a true okay. So that's okay. So it wasn't like a graduate. He's not like 23 years old. He's like what, 21, 22.
Probably. Yeah.
He had 7 forced fumbles.
Jesus.
This kind of reminds me of like maybe a better version of Terrell Bernard.
Mind you, last year in 2024 he still had 3, and he had 1 interception. So in the last 2 years, he's had 10 forced fumbles and 5 interceptions.
All right, we're going Rodriguez. You sold me on that. Yeah. I'm actually kind of higher in him than I am CJ.
He has been Jacob Rodriguez has been my Buffalo Bills 3rd round linebacker for like 2 months now.
Yeah,
that's just that dude.
I've been doing. I want Jacob Rodriguez.
Yeah,
because I think I think he needs to refine. I think he's a little bit more of a developmental guy.
They forced
he's playing in the Big 12, so his comp was a little bit lower. So you let him sit behind Shaq and Bernard for a year. Bernard can kind of teach him, help him get even better at that peanut punch, because we know Bernard's got a good one.
Yeah, the receiver that high was an F. The rest of them were A's.
Whatever. They don't know who Omar Cooper Jr. is going to jump 38 inches at the combine. His broad jump is going to be huge. He
runs low 4.4s.
He's going to run low 4.4. His gauntlet's going to look good. Like the combine will beef him up, and rightfully so, because he's still a good player. He had 1K this year receiving. Yep. I think nine touchdowns maybe. He got it done. He had that catch against Penn State. That Penn State showed off his athleticism in the end zone. That catch was unreal.
I
try not to put much stock into combine darlings. Not saying he won't be good, but because that always
he's a blind
biting people in the ass.
I just want him to I don't need to be darlings. I just want him to verify what I watch on tape. If you're a guy like Hurst who looks 4.3s, and then because he played lower comp, and then you go out to the combine and run a 4.55, I got problems. I got
because then it's like, all right, these guys just are.
He can't replicate. He can't replicate the same type of production the way he plays in the NFL level at this speed. We already know that, right? Like they've done data on receivers, and if they run over a 4.6 or under a 4.6, and like how likely it is they become like Pro Bowlers or Hall of Famers or whatever.
How many wide receivers run under 4 or run over 4.6 anyways?
Yeah, Keon Coleman.
Stevie Johnson ran a 4.59.
Yeah.
That's debatable.
There's ones that,
I think that was his.
Slow one. Keenan Allen ran a slow
that's what he said.
That's what he said. But I distinctly remember him running a 4.5 flat when I looked him up when we drafted him, going, man, how fast is this guy?
Did we draft him
seventh round pick?
Yeah,
seventh round pick. Yeah.
But what I do to have someone like Stevie Johnson right now,
I don't care about him. He's such a good, savvy route runner that I
would bring him in as I'd bring him in as a wide receiper coach.
He kind of came up at the wrong time.
Teach that technique. Teach that technique to Keon.
Absolutely.
He's literally going to attach himself to Keon Coleman, so maybe that'll work.
Obviously, I'm not saying Keon is Stevie and he's not going to be able to replicate it, but teach some of the technique, and I think it could definitely help Keon, because that's probably the weakest part of Keon's game is his cuts at the top of the stem and his release are really bad.
Yep.
Bingo.
And he's surprisingly bad at playing through contact too. Like
he's so annoying.
Like it's.
I think that's a lot of it has to do with his bad release.
Yeah.
He doesn't get a good footing to fight through because his release sucks.
It's weird because when he runs certain routes, his release is pretty good, and then other routes, it's almost like the way he does his release dictates, like it gives a tell to where he's going to go with the football.
100%.
When he's running a slant, he runs it a certain way. I'm like, oh, that looks pretty good,
Right.
And then he's trying to run.
And then he runs it in. He runs it in, and it looks, and he takes 4 steps to decelerate and then turn.
The only two things I've seen Keon do where I'm like, okay, that's actually pretty decent, is jump up and triple coverage and come down with the ball. And slants. That's
and he drops half of those.
Even the slants, he'll drop them. Exactly.
Yeah. He drops half of them.
Those are the only ones where I'm like, all right, those are some nice plays. Is the contested catches when he comes down with them and slants where he breaks a tackle. Yeah. Maybe the occasional comeback because he can break tackles, but that's the only thing that I've seen him consistently do well is break tackles after the catch.
Stevie Johnson can teach Keon how to get out of the cornerback's frame, because I think that's what Keon does too. Is he just engages. Like your first step, move like a half a yard laterally, and then somebody's going to try and initial punch you. Then you can swipe it and go. Like teach him how to release laterally, not just vertically.
Yeah, exactly. And we use him differently in college. He was really good at like slot fades and things like that. We just don't do those things with him at all. And then also he ran some more like post routes and things like that in college, I felt like, and he just can't do
also
that.
Like, I just think the type of receiver Keon is doesn't work as well with Josh's game. Josh isn't.
That's why I don't know why
like
they took
an
him.
Aaron Rodgers type where he has this like perfect touch and accuracy. I'm not saying he's inaccurate, but he's just not that type of player. He's someone that's going to run around and make plays. He's going to want to sit, dink and dunk, take the easy stuff. Stuff breaks down. He's going to want to sit around. He's going to go and make some plays, and he just needs someone to get open for his insane arm talent to be able to make the crazy throw.
And part of it is like, I can deal with the occasional, contested catch. Everyone has to deal with those. But if all of your plays are contested catches, that's a problem. They're low percentage throws, no matter who's throwing you the ball. Like separation's way more important than anything else that they do. I'd rather have a guy just separates like Ladd McConkey and can't do anything else than somebody like Keon who can't ever separate and does. Let's say he can do everything else. If he just couldn't separate, I'd much rather have a guy who can separate and just has that one trick pony.
Yep.
So, but anyway, guys, you got anything else?
Branch is a one trick pony.
I didn't hear that. Wide receiver 8.
No Bills.
He's not 8. He's not 8. I have to change my rankings. Anyway, all right, guys. You got anything else?
Go Bills.
No, we went long today.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you for everybody thank you for everybody hanging out.
Yeah, mock draft season, man. When it comes up, we're gonna have to stay a little longer, but we're gonna try to keep it under an hour. In the future, we'll have to talk about coaches first, right?
Exactly.
We can roll into
next episode we'll probably talk about who we end up hiring. So.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully, that's where we're at. So, all right, like, share, subscribe. Thanks for joining. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
For the best Italian food in Western New York, Elliott Apollos, call 716-825-3675. The Lardon Construction Group.
Fubo TV, the official streaming service of Do Champions. FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Do Champions.
For all your summertime needs, beauty pools, as well as kayak pools.
CX Chronicles, your total customer solutions focused manager. W.GG, the official energy drink of Do Champions.
Hey, Sons of Erie, our artwork looks better on your walls. Hamburg Brewing, please visit our tap room on Boston State Road, Hamburg, New York. And finally,
Fat Boy Surf Club for all your surfing needs.